Colombia, their roster has officially been announced, so we can take a look at the players that we will, in fact, be seeing at the World Cup. For Los Cafeteros, how are you feeling about this squad heading into the World Cup?
Yeah, look, if we would have stopped after the October window and this would have been the roster pulled out, I'd be thinking this is a Colombia side that can go and work miracles at the World Cup. But I don't have the same sort of confidence in Colombia because of what I saw in the March window. And you can look at me all ways you want, but I'm going to stand by this. This is a Colombia side that right now, everyone is pinning their hopes on Luis Díaz to come up with a moment of brilliance and James Rodríguez to wind back the clock in ways that he was in 2024, where he was the Copa America player of the tournament. That is a dangerous game to play because in that number 9 position, Luis Suarez is going to be projected to be the starter. Luis Suarez looks like the shirt for Los Cafeteros seems a bit heavy on him right now. And yes, you can score goals for Sporting Lisbon. And yes, he scored goals against Venezuela in qualifying. But at the World Cup, you're not playing Venezuela. This is the big time. So I think they're too Luis Suarez dependent and they're too James dependent at the World Cup for me.
For me, it's going to be Richard Rios, who is going to be a massive name for this Colombia side, alongside Jefferson Lemmer. I think that partnership in midfield is fantastic. Richard Rios, his industry, his technical ability, I think he has the ability to just grab a game by the scruff of the neck and take over. I also really like Colombia's fullbacks. I think they can be really, really dangerous this World Cup, especially when you have a Dani Munoz, when you have a Mojica who can bomb up and down the wing with their strong center mids. I do have a feeling that this Colombia team are going to give us something special. I understand what you're saying about some blips in March, but I really think we're going to be dancing when we watch Colombia play. I love Colombia as a nation. One of my best friends is Colombian. Anytime they play, it's joy, it's happiness. I think this team is going to bring that joy, this happiness, and I think we're going to see an energy this World Cup that is going to really, really bring the entire nation up.
Hey, West gets it. He understands. He understands. I live in New York. You ain't going to hear me disrespect no Colombians. You must be crazy. There is no way. And I want to say something to you as well. This Luis and Luis relationship that you just keep sneezing over and telling me saying they can't do it at the highest level. I'm looking forward to Lucho Díaz and Lucho Suarez, seeing what they can do in the final third. That energy, you watched them in the South American qualifiers. I know you did because we've had WhatsApps going back and forth. This behind Argentina was the most attacking team. They had the flair in the final third. They made Brazil, made me almost forget that Brazil were in the same group as them going forward. This team in the final third has the excitement. You have the excitement with the experience. You added back David Ospina, which I think was an important, integral addition, not because of what he's going to bring on the pitch, but what he's going to bring off of the pitch. And then all of a sudden you have a star, a poster boy, someone who's been there, handled it on the biggest stage, and James Rodríguez, who is going to take all of the media attention. So that weight you was talking about, in terms that's on Luis Suarez's shoulders, all of a sudden has been lifted because James might not have the biggest impact on the pitch, but what he will do in terms of controlling media, what he will do in controlling narrative, and most importantly, controlling the attention, will enable the other stars to come and say, I can go out and flourish. This Colombia team is one to watch. I'm so excited to watch their team, and I was really impressed with their selections.
You guys sound a lot more confident in this Colombia side than the Netherlands projected lineup that we looked at. Let's take a look at the chances Colombia has of topping their group. So they're facing off against Uzbekistan is how they started all off. DR Congo.
Come on.
And then they wrap it up with Portugal in Miami, correct?
Yeah.
So that's good. That's a home
game. That's a home game. The whole of Miami is yellow that day. That's a home game.
If you give me $80,000, I'll get you a ticket for that game. That's the only reason. So it feels reasonable that they could even be at the top, not just second, but definitely at the top of this one.
Well, we're going to put a handbrake there because I know exactly where you're going to go. I know, and I'm a defender. I know we've been going on for an hour and a half.
This is why I'm going to be, look, I'll gladly be the Debbie Downer on this Colombian national team because I've been very high on them for much of the qualification rounds, and since Copa America and even before that, I was very high on them of saying, watch out for Colombia. Colombia right now give up goals. They give up silly goals. They give up kind of childish goals. And that center back pairing of Davinson Sanchez, who I thought overall had a very good season for Galatasaray, is inconsistent with the national team. Gianluca Mi isn't the Gianluca Mi from Bologna that we saw winning Coppa Italia last season. So I have big question marks. We can talk about all the attack, bombing forwards, but at the World Cup, you also have to have balance in both boxes. And their manager, Nestor Lorenzo, that is what he has to get back, because for all the glory we gave Colombia being so dynamic and having all this flair, they were damn good defensively at their best. They have this intensity you cannot live with. I don't see that intensity in their defensive end, and that could be their undoing. They have the quality, 100% have the quality to go and play spoilers at this World Cup. They just need to show it and tap into the Colombia we saw before October, because since the October window, Colombia hasn't looked like Colombia.
Concede 2, score 4, you still win the game, right? That's what I want to see. I want to see attacking football. I do like the question mark that you have, though, because DR Congo, people are really sleeping on how good they are defensively, and they're going to be a very well-oiled machine within this group. That game is probably going to be the decider. It'll be almost a great tactical battle of attack versus defense, and who can actually handle the transitions better. That's going to be the game to watch in that group. Well, of course, Portugal, we're expecting to top it, though.
Thanks for watching this video from Morning Footy. For all news and insights regarding leagues around the world like EFL, Serie, and all UEFA competitions, both men's and women's, don't forget to sign up for Paramount+.